Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is Talking Crazy 88. Back again with another podcast for you. How's everybody doing on this beautiful Saturday afternoon? Hope, hope everybody's doing very well. Got my cigar of the weekend, the Cohiba. Still got a few of these left. I'm just waiting for my plug from Cuba to come by to re-up. But you know how that is. Just enjoying my beautiful Saturday afternoon. It's beautiful on this midweek day. End of May, almost into June. Weekend. Almost into June. June is going to be tomorrow. Hope everybody's rent is paid because the rent is due tomorrow. Hope you paid your rent, paid your mortgage. All your credit card bills is all paid for the month. The only thing you have left in your paychecks for this weekend is if you got paid this week, I hope you got enough money. Go ahead and splurge on that full tank of gas or taking some hoe out for dinner. All right. You know, a lot has been going on this past week. Well, not really a lot. We just had Memorial Day weekend that just passed. Really enjoyed it with the family. But, you know, I started thinking about something. I did a few videos and podcasts throughout the week. I'm still on the dating apps neck, all right? Because, like I said, if you could see the subpar women that have matched with me, and you know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you who has been matching with Talking Crazy. You're going to see who you got matched with and get rejected by. Because it's all going to be 3s, 2s, and -1s. All right? They ain't dimes. Trust me. You know, all dating apps, Bumble, Hinge, Coffee Meet Bagel, Match.com, all them bitches are Five Below. They're just like that store, Five Below. All right, and you're getting rejected by these women. But I also wanted to also talk about paying a bitch to go away. Everybody's talking about pay to play. You have to pay to play. Yeah, you gotta have money to deal with these hoes. But here's the way, and I think that's what I was trying to get to on my last podcast. My last podcast on Thursday, I think, with Cameron Giles, and he said it most eloquently. Right? He said, you know, a lot of these bitches are going to get on your nerves once you get with them. And they are going to get on your nerves. They are going to get on your last nerves being around them. I know, I always have dates where I'm trapped in the car intentionally with this bitch. Driving around for hours, just talking to her. I just want to see how she's going to get on my nerves, what she's going to say to get on my nerves, what she's going to do to get on my nerves. Is she going to be annoying? Is she going to be a bitch? All right? Are we going to be drawn closer or drawn apart? More than 9 times out of 10, we're going to be drawn apart because I can't stand that bitch after a while. I don't even like hanging out with her, like the last bitch I was with. She made everything about herself. Well, first of all, I knew she was a selfish bitch anyway. When she called me up out of the blue just to check on and see what we was doing, see what I was doing. I was like, I ain't doing nothing. I was doing something, but I was doing something with the fellas. But what? And she wasn't doing nothing. She was just getting ready to go to work for tomorrow, right? So it's kind of late. So we couldn't do anything together. So I was trying to end the phone call, but she had mentioned that she was going to go get something to eat. I was like, all right, well, you have a good evening, all right? I'll talk to you later. She's like, wait, you're not going to buy me dinner? You're not going to buy me dinner? Now, I was expecting takeout to be less than $30, right? I can swing that. This bitch was talking about $53 at Dallas BBQ. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck are you buying at Dallas BBQ? A couple of ribs and some shrimp. So she got the two for like $60. I was like, no, bitch, I'm giving you 50. No, bitch, I'll order it. But, I'll cash out your money and you pay for that shit. Do you want to know something? I didn't hear the bitch say, oh, okay, since you bought dinner for me, why don't you just come on over, we'll just have something to eat together, all right? We'll just hang out for a few minutes and you just grab something to eat. I mean, I could have postponed hanging out with my boys for a minute just to hang out with her. Even though I believe in the whole thing, I believe in bros before hoes. And I sincerely believe that bros should come before some hoes. That's why I'm here talking to you fellas on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. On a beautiful Saturday afternoon when I should be trolling for. I'm too old to be trolling for hoes. Okay? I'm too old to be dating. But it turned out that bitch never invited me. I had to invite myself, and I knew that this bitch was a selfish bitch. Get rid of her. Whenever a bitch shows some signs of being selfish, which is usually 90% of the women here in this country, and I like to say American women, but you go overseas, it's different. I've never been overseas, so don't quote me on this one. But probably if you go overseas, yeah, you're going to be recognized as a man. But true enough, she's going to be finessing. All women are going to finesse you, man. Trust me. That's why I got rid of that bitch. Because I'd rather sit on my balcony smoking my cigar than dealing with a selfish bitch. Going back and forth with a selfish bitch. You can run all the games you want because game. Let me tell you something. Coach Greg Adams said it best. Running game on these bitches is you're usually going to get low quality women. Okay, low quality women. You ain't getting no dime. You're not 8s, 9s. Let me tell you something. 8, 9s, and 10s. They usually get the pick of the litter. They're already monetized. So that's why. If you see an 8, 9, and 10, just come out your pocket. All right? Just come on out your pocket. Now, the bitch I was with, I mean, back in the day, she would have been an 8. But I see her as a 6 now because she's an old bitch. She's 43 years old. Why would I simp for a 43-year-old bitch? Well, I don't simp anymore. I pay a bitch to go away. I don't pay a bitch to stay. I don't keep a bitch around. I don't give money. I don't give money to keep bitches around. That's what y'all do. I'll tell a bitch in a minute, I ain't got it. You ask me for $1,000 to go to bartending school. I ain't got it. I may have it. I do have it, but I ain't giving it to you. That's my way of saying I do have the money, but I ain't giving it to you. Especially if I didn't see you naked. Or showed any interest in me. What the fuck am I gonna do with a woman giving money to a woman that has no interest in me? Or as a so-called friend. See, I don't, in my life, at my age, I don't have female friends. And you shouldn't either. The fuck I'm gonna do with a female friend, unless unless she's a colleague of mine or something, or we're in the same profession, or we're doing business together. And even then, I'm going to cut the debt. But what the fuck am I going to do with a female? What the fuck are you going to do with a female friend? You can't see her naked. She ain't giving you no pussy. She doesn't see you as the first round. She doesn't see you as the first round pick, brothers. Okay? She doesn't see you as the first overall draft pick in her world. So what the fuck am I gonna do with a female friend? The only time I'm gonna have a female friend is if she's breaking bread. Or I'm breaking bread with her, and she's definitely gonna break bread with me. That's the only time we're going to hang. That's the only reason why we're hanging out. Other than that, I have a reputation. I have a reputation of not having female friends around. For what? What would be the purpose? I want anybody on this chat to tell me what would be the purpose of me having a female friend in my life. All right, Leo, Dio, Baby Corner, Raphael, what's up? You mean what is this? Man, let me just go ahead and time you out, man. Let me just go ahead and remove you. If you don't know, you better listen, you better recognize. Now, let me go ahead and get to a subscriber. And I think the subscriber's name was Betsy Ross. I think she commented on one of the podcasts that I was on, talking about dating apps, roasting the women on dating apps, on Hinge. She sent this beautiful, beautiful message to me, and it's a comment. It's posted on there that she was with her husband for 8 years. Remarried, and apparently, I mean, she's an exception. She's an outlier because she found the love of her life. And I read that message, and it was the love of her life. It was a match made in heaven. She was devoted to being a wife, even though she went through menopause. She did everything she could to please her man, her husband. He was the only one that was able to give her orgasms. But I thought that was a beautiful message, a long thought out message. And I got to commend you. I have to say she is one of the lucky ones, and so is her husband, one of the lucky ones that actually found each other in this world. All right. Everybody else is struggling. I'm struggling. I mean, I was, but I'm not. But I understand where I am in this life at 51 years old. I'm not going to find the love of my life. Not in New York City. If you're in one of these cities, man, you got to get the fuck up out of there. If you're around Junebug all the time, niggas named June. Ladies, if you're running around, getting hit on by a nigga named Junebug, you better get on out of there. You better get out of that city. I think the major cities is damaging, especially to black Americans who want to get together and find love in this life. And I don't rule out interracial marriages. I'm just saying it's not for me. Because there's also a cultural thing that we have to deal with. And we have to deal with it, especially if I'm getting married to someone that's younger than me, that's Caucasian or Asian or brown or Mexican or Hispanic or Hindu. or Southeast Asian, I got to factor that in. Will my children look like me? Will my children look like my mother, my mother and father, or my grandmother and my grandfather, or my great-grandmother or great-grandfather, or anybody that's related to me in my family? All right? Will my children look like her and her people? You got to factor that in, people. And all you're doing is just raising mixed nuts, really. The children that comes out, the offspring that comes out, yeah, they're going to be thrown in the black category. But fuck it. You know, as Black Americans, we accept anybody and everybody. And that's the problem. But we don't know how to get out of the goddamn city and travel, and move around a little bit. But we know how to accept the trash from everybody else's community. And that's what we're dating. We're dating everybody else's trash when you're dealing with interracial. When you date interracially, you're dealing with other people's trash. I hate to say it. You're not going to get the best. You're not going to get the best of their women unless you go overseas. But here in the United States, you're not going to get the best. You're not going to get the best white women. You're going to get a sloppy yogurt, Pillsbury dough woman, busted out can of a woman. You're going to get a crazy woman. You're going to get a meth head or a former drug addict. A former amateur hoe. Okay? This is what you're getting. This is what you're getting. I mean, God bless the listener that posted that beautiful comment, Betsy Ross. I think her name is Betsy Ross. You're one of the lucky ones that got your man and sat your ass down and worked on your marriage and worked on pleasing your man, taking care of your man. Let me just say this. I went out on a date in January with a Caucasian woman in January. And she was telling me on our date about her ex-husband. We talked about her ex-husband before. But, I mean, not her ex-husband, her late husband, because she was married, but she was very in love with her husband. This was her second marriage. Her first marriage was to an asshole who she bore 2 children, and he left her. And they like to talk about brothers leaving their women and children. Those white women, let me tell you something. When the white man leaves their white women, there is no alimony. There is no child support. That's a myth. Them motherfuckers be hiding under a rock. They may get served with child support and alimony, but they live underground. They move all the way out to New Mexico, Wyoming. They move far, far away from that bitch. Even Alaska. They move far, far away from that bitch and their children. But she gets to remarry again. And they do get married again, and it's usually the love of their lives. And they get lucky to find the love of their lives, and that's what happened in this one. And I can just tell by the look on her face. I mean, she's over it. She's dating again. She's with me, but she's still in love with that man. That was her man. That was the love of her life. And that's what I wanted to say to you, Betsy Ross. That's the love of your life. Hold on. Sit your ass down. Don't do anything stupid. All right? And don't let him do it. Don't let your husband do anything stupid as well. It sounds like y'all have a great thing going on, and I'm somewhat envious of it. But I'm still on a 33-year bachelor party. So I'm not giving that up anytime soon. All right? I'm having my own fun. As well as all of y'all should. But there comes to a point, fellas. I'm not saying settle down. I would say, look, let the woman allow her to be your first round draft pick. If she's locked in on you, if she's in love with you, if she picks you to be her number one draft pick, sit your ass down. Make a life for yourself and make a family for yourself. Okay? You don't want to be out here on no damn dating app, getting rejected by three ones, twos, and threes. Who look crazy, probably have a disease, probably have some crazy shit going on in their life. In debt. Okay? You know, you don't want that. Find somebody, try and find somebody, sit your ass down, and go on about your business, go on about your life. But if you're not in that position, make your money. Stack your cash right now, because in 2032, it's a wrap, man. It's a wrap. You're going to be priced out. Everything's going up. You're going to be priced out of everything. Get your money now. Get into that Bitcoin. Get into RXP. I got a few coins of XRP. You better listen to Black Ram 313 and Ohim Crypto Game podcast, man. That's what I listen to those brothers. XRP is looking to boom, man. It's at $2.32 a coin. You better get in. You better get in on it. Stop playing. Stop high signing and bullshit. Get in on this. And as far as jobs, right, I'm going to talk about the job market and AI. And I'm not too familiar with AI. I'm going to do some study. I'm not going to waste my time drinking Henny, buying and watching football and watching the NBA final. Fuck that. Now is the time to be ahead of your competitors right now, because all the jobs are going to be gone soon. They're going to be AI related, but they're going to need somebody to control the AI. It's not going to be by itself. It's not going to be automated. Okay? You know, not everybody, you know, applying to Walmart and getting that shopping cart pushing job, they ain't gonna cut it. Okay? You're gonna run out of jobs for a motherfucker to push shopping carts all day long. So you better get in on learning this technology. You better get in on learning learning about blockchain systems, IT, engineering. You better get in on that. The fuck you waiting for? You waiting for me to tell you that? You don't need me to tell you that, man. Pick up a paper, pick up the news, read the news. Stop looking at booty shaking videos and get off those goddamn dating apps. That's my job, to show you what's out there on the dating apps, man. Who you getting rejected by. What kind of pigs you getting rejected by. You better get in on this and stop playing. Because these people out here is not playing with you. Life is not going to be playing with you. When your pockets are on E, you know, it ain't going to be no game when your pockets is on E. I've been there. I don't want to go back there. Get up off of your dead ass and let's go. There isn't going to be any more jobs, but there is going to be plenty of work out there, fellas. Let me see what time we got. Let me see where we at, man. All right, we got 30 minutes. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I don't got anything today. I have nothing else today. I don't want to talk about bitches all day long, man. I just want to enjoy the rest of my cigar and the rest of my day. Listen. All right, I want you to enjoy the rest of your weekend. All right, fellas. But listen, I'll be back with a podcast later on, smoking the messes out of Facebook dating. I'm gonna go in on them bitches today. All right. But y'all go ahead and enjoy the rest of your day. This is Talking Crazy 88, and I am out of here. And black men, let's be careful out there. All right. Talk to you soon.